want to congratulate everybody for being on the call this morning and getting plugged in because, as they say, meeting makers make it. So I know that sometimes we see everybody doing great and these top producers, they make it look so easy. Just you got to trust and believe that a lot of hard work went into that. They perfect their craft by plugging into these meetings. And of course, you know, all of the great producers have had setbacks, but what's important is that they did not sit in their setback. Again, I'm going to repeat that. They did not sit in their setback. They continued to grow and get plugged into calls just like this. So congratulations. First and foremost, before we get started with all the announcements, I want to wish LaKenya a very, very, very happy birthday. Woo! Happy birthday, LaKenya.
Happy birthday, LaKenya.
All right. So first of all, we had some awesome things happen this week. Yvette, are you on here? She made her first sale. So I want to give you a minute to go ahead and talk about that. Take it away, Yvette.
Yes, I did. Thank you. I want to say happy Saturday for everybody. And I did make my first sale here. And I'm proud of myself because I stuck with it. And like you said, you just have to keep grinding and be creative. It's not going to be easy, but it's worth it.
That's right. Absolutely. It's not easy. It is not easy, but it is definitely worth it. Thank you, Yvette. Awesome. All right. We had 2 people pass their test this week, and we all know that is also not easy. That definitely takes some self-discipline and some grind. So Hamza, are you on here? I'm sorry if I butchered your name. All right. And then the other one we have is Dwayne. Are you here?
Yeah,
No?
I'm here.
Oh, hey, Dwayne. Awesome. Can you take a minute and just go ahead and talk about your excitement?
Oh yeah, man. I'm really excited to get started with Family First. It took me about 2 weeks to get my test done. Yeah, I'm really excited. I'm just really ready to get going. That's what I'm ready for.
All right, awesome. So right now you're waiting for your contract and everything to get settled and you will be able to rock and roll. Cool. Congratulations. We're so happy to have you here. All right, next up, I'm going to introduce the one and only Miss High Voltage herself, KG Killer Corinne. She's going to take it away. Thank you guys for having me today. Glad to be a part of it.
Great job, Brandee. Thank you so much for bringing the energy this morning. Can everybody hear me? Can I, Kali or Brandee, say you can hear me?
Loud and clear.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So before we bring these amazing speakers onto the call, guys, please get your notebook and your pens ready to write this information down. As much as you think you can remember things, guys, this is a business, and we do so much in our business. It's impossible to remember everything, so you need to write this down. You do not want to miss this event. Big decisions are made at big events. And one of the easiest ways to build a huge business, especially if you're talking about getting an integrity deal, is rallying a bunch of people, all right, to a big event so that they can expand their mind to know what's possible for them. If they just put their head down for 2 to 3 short years, not even 3 years, 2 years, you put your head down like some of these leaders that are having success already and they've only been in business for 1 year to 2 years, that you can be on your way and even have in your hands an integrity deal. But first you need a team. And in order to build a massive team, you need to rally a bunch of people to a big event. And like I said, it's one of the easiest ways to build a huge and massive business because you're getting a bunch of people to see what you see. Instead of you taking all your time, all your energy to pour into each and every individual on your team, you have the luxury of plugging them into a free event, which will be held April 12th. Okay, guys, April 12th, not next year, this year, April 12th. All right, in Baltimore, we'll have an updated address for you, but lock in that date. You don't want to miss it. Because if you think about it, you look at people like Kali and where she is, all right, and the massive amount of growth she's had in such a short period of time. You look at Ryan Urbanski, you look at Thad, you look at Ron, you look at Chris, and all these amazing leaders that went to a big event, and because of that, and not just getting themselves there, because they rallied a bunch of people there, you're now seeing you're now seeing their seeds blossom into flowers because they planted those seeds, guys. So please lock that in on your calendar. Guys, this is for you and your business. If you want an integrity deal, if you want to build a massive business, okay? If you want to be able to enjoy your life and not be in the field for the rest of your life, all right? Part of that program is rallying a bunch of people to a big event so that they can see what you see and that their minds can be expanded, all right, to something bigger than they ever dreamed or even imagined that they could do. Because we all know, guys, once you expand your mind, it never goes back to its original size. So let's start it off, guys. Again, get your notepads ready, get your pens ready. The first speaker that we're gonna have today, I had the luxury of watching this gentleman come in. All right, he's gonna tell his story. I'm not gonna, tell his story, but he's gonna tell his story. He's actually come in. He hasn't been here that long, but because he stayed consistent and persistent, okay? Because see, here's the thing, guys, that I want you to know. Hard work beats talent when talent doesn't work. I don't care how talented you are. Can you put your pen to the paper? Can you be the example, all right, for your team so that they know what's possible? Would you hire you? And like I said, I had the luxury of watching this guy come in. He stayed plugged in. He stayed close to Kali. He stayed close to the other leaders. He asked questions. He's on the call. He's plugged in, guys. And because of that, he wrote over 18 grand in one household, okay? One household. And I'm super excited to have him talk for about 10 minutes. Keith Tate is going to go over, okay, why his story, why it's important to stay coachable, okay? And the success he's had now and having because he's been so coachable. So Keith Tate, we're so proud of you. Take 10 minutes and talk about that and go over your story for me.
Thank you so very much. Karen, how you doing today, Miss Fang?
Fabulous. Take it
All
away.
right. Hey, congratulations on your awesome high voltage logo. I wonder where that came from.
Thanks, buddy.
Because you have a lot of energy and thank you for pouring. You left yourself out of that list. You've taken time to share with me some nuggets of success. And I'm so very honored to be a part of this team. Well, I actually feel like I'm back in college. I feel like I'm back up on the campus of Howard University. As a freshman, I'm excited. I'm learning who my new professors are. I'm learning that I have to wait in a long line to get books, and I hope I don't get lost on my first day. That's exactly how I feel, because this is a unique opportunity to say I am blessed by the best. And if it wasn't for the blessings from Jesus Christ, I would be nobody. Well, what more can I say? That this has nothing to do with me. It has everything to do with my team, with the people that are working with me, all the great people that have inspired me to really want to give back. Now, I actually prayed what I could say when I was given the word that you all wanted me to say a few nuggets of what got me to this point. And yes, I'm very coachable. That's number one. I listen to what people have told me to do. They said, just basically follow the script of what has already been the blueprint of success. I've actually got on podcast calls, got on the YouTube calls, just really absorbed a lot of the information. And I came from another IMO where I basically was restricted because it was not like I had any opportunity to do anything other than just final expense. So I'm actually a final expense specialist, but coming over here, you guys have opened up my eyes. I see now that it's not just about a one-trick pony. I really have the blessings of knowing that I could do other avenues of making revenue. And let me make one correction that you stated. I did over $18,000 in 2 households, not one, but nonetheless, it was in one day. And I could not believe what the Lord had blessed me with. What I was praying about, and I hope this really blesses someone, within the very same week of me achieving my most satisfying and best professional achievement, I also experienced my worst personal life challenge. This is very, very personal, and I wasn't going to say it, but I was led to share this because I prayed that it would help someone else. Guys, I actually shared this information with Mike and Kali, and I thought that was going to be it. But after I got invited, the Lord said, go ahead and share this, because I overcame my deepest hurt. And when I basically heard my son recently tell me he wanted to consider suicide, that's right, my son, 10 years old, my only son, because of online bullying and because of a few personal matters that he's going through, he came to me with a book with loads of pages saying, what is life worth? I'm not worthy to live. I just want to go out and just end my life. And actually, I had every reason to pull back from FFL. I had every reason to not make any calls. I had every reason not to go to anyone's house who probably needed my help. But you know what, guys? I did. After much prayer and counseling, my son is doing well now. I'm honored that he's back on the track. I'm actually, hey, Elon, come here, buddy. Come here. I'm gonna try to do something that I haven't done before. I'm gonna actually try to see if I can. How you doing, buddy? What you up to today? How what you doing right now? Nothing right now. Come here. Come here. Come around here. I'm gonna see if they can see you. Let's see, guys. I'm trying to get him right here so y'all can see what my joy is. This is my little buddy, Elon. Say hello.
Hey.
Elon, we're out having fun at the park right now, and I just wanted him to be here. I love you, dude. I'm gonna beat you playing basketball in a little bit.
You gonna play basketball?
Yeah, we're gonna play basketball.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I have some time? Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Guys, I just wanted to share my reason. Because right now, this
Keith, you on mute.
I'm sorry about that. Right now, this opportunity has given me a chance to make a difference in his life, because a very good friend of mine says, when you're making money, it gives you options. And right now, I have an option of doing great things for my son to make sure that he's going to have a better life even than I did, and to make sure that he knows that if you never give up, life can happen. And that's what we have in front of us, guys, with this FFL opportunity. There is nobody on this call that can ever look at me and say, you have a reason to give up. None of us. Because if the Lord could give me the fortitude to go through what I just overcame and make that kind of money in one day, over $18,000, I'm still speechless as what the Lord has really done for me. And I will say this, after attending the Florida convention, it was not easy for me to get down there, but I sacrificed. I went down there and I saw what was my future on stage, because I then became extremely laser focused. I saw many great speakers, the trainings, the testimonies, the red jackets, cash bonuses. My gosh, they were giving out just checks left and right. And it was very motivational. And plus, the integrity deal, guys, is right in front of us all. We just have to roll up our sleeves, stop making excuses, and don't stop until we reach our ultimate goal. Now, in just my own way, I just want to give a special thanks to Mr. Sean Mikes for his great vision with FFL, and a few of my top mentors and colleagues, such as Frank Jamie, who is absolutely the best closer in the business, Mike Bow, Callie, you know you my girl. Karen, you just off the chain with high voltage. And I have to say thank you also to Kim, to Ryan, Jamar, Thad, you doing your thing, bruh. Quentin, Maurice, my brother Taplin, Gail Battle, Dwayne, Miss Shirley, Pastor Hannah, Caroline, and a special shout out to Miss Shantice Oliver Allen for actually introducing me to the FFL family. Now I'm going to close it up unless there are any other questions, but I'm eternally grateful for this opportunity. And I want to thank all the leaders who took time to pour their success into my vessel of life. Now, if we all remember anything, let's remember this. We have to realize that life is fragile. And we are the most talented and very best professionals in the entire industry. Now, as brokers within this FFL family, we have a responsibility and we have a stewardship to protect the legacies of many families that need us. But we also have the best gift, and we have the gift of life and love. And I humbly ask everyone to keep me in your prayers. Now, a few weeks back, my colleague and my mentor, Brother Quentin, he threw something out there which was like, oh my goodness, can you repeat that again? I said, well, I can't compete with that, but I will try to give you guys something to remember. With FFL, I am now in a position where I can learn while I earn and leverage my focused efforts with the expert knowledge of others. I can learn while I earn, while I leverage my focused efforts with the expert knowledge of others. And with that, I say, Callie, Karen, thank you guys. I love you. This is truly an honor. And until I reach the integrity deal, I'm still on the grind.
Wow, Keith, that you just opened everybody's eyes to help us to realize how powerful the opportunity we have, guys, that's in front of us. We're so blessed that you could be a part of our team. Keep going. We're so excited for you. We love you. We're here to help you and everybody on this call. But most importantly, guys, I hope you took that message and really understood how powerful it is, not only just to have a vision, but why it's important to go to work. The vision and action that is saving so many people's lives. And you just heard it today from Keith. He saved his kid's life, saved his life, changed his life. And so, but it only happens when you have a vision and when you go to work. And then the power of the opportunity that you have to hire people and bring people in this business, because it's not just about you. Somebody is waiting for you to fall and get back up so you can teach them how to get back up after they fall. And, that's what I heard today. So thank you so much, Keith. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are super proud of you. And then we're going to go right in, guys, to the next speaker. Guys, I'm telling you, you want to, if you think Keith's story is awesome, it is, okay? But this lady, you heard from a man, now you're going to hear from a woman. You're going to hear her version of her story in FFL. I'm really excited to get to, bring her on here as I'm getting to learn Alison Liston. Watching her, what I know about her is that she, just like Keith, stays consistent, stays persistent. All right. She's always working, always, going after her goals. And then having a short conversation with her before I bring her on. Last month, she wrote 51,000 in production personally and hit Sapphire. Okay. Not just that. All right. Her team goal that they're on track to do is 300,000. All right. And then at the end of December of this year, the end of this year, December 2021, her and her team will hit 1 million. All right. And get the integrity deal. And I'm super excited to learn from her today. Just watching her, I just can't wait to hear the things that she's doing. Please take this information down, guys. We have a super stud on the call that's going to blow your mind. Alison Liston, please take it away and share your story. And then when you finish, I'm gonna interview you and do some Q&A. And so leaders, if you could, get your team to text you some questions that you would like for me to ask, go ahead and post it in the chat. And I will make that a part of the interview process after she shares her amazing story. Thank you so much, Alison. We appreciate your time. We value you. Go ahead and take it away.
All right. Well, good morning, everybody. First and foremost, I want to say thank you guys for having me on here. I'm honored that, you want to hear from me. It really means a lot. And Keith, I just got to say, you had me in tears over here. I'm sure everybody else was, but when your why is big enough, everything else falls in place. And it sounds like you have a really big why. And that's really what everybody needs is a why. What's really going to push them on those days that, not every day is rainbows and butterflies. So that was absolutely amazing. But I want to let you guys know just a little bit about me. I actually got started in insurance back in June of 2018. I started with a captive life insurance company. And there I learned a lot about insurance, but I more so learned a lot about myself too. And, back in October, it was just October of 2020. That's whenever I found out about Family First Life, and I decided to make the switch. And it was really hard to make a switch like that at first, because something I realized is if you're at a company and the opportunity isn't necessarily real, they try to put things into your head to make you think that the grass is not greener on the other side. And I kind of just wised up and I was like, you know what, if I don't bet on myself, then who knows, I'm always going to wonder what if. And actually, so I was there for a little bit over 2 years, and I had done pretty decent within the company, but I couldn't build a team. And they actually got to the point where they're like, Alison, you obviously cannot build a team, so you should just focus on producing and hire a recruiter to recruit for you, because you just can't do it. And, I just thought I was really bad at that aspect of the business, but I found out it's because I didn't believe in the opportunity. And I didn't believe in it because I knew I could be successful, but nobody else could be successful. So in the short amount of time that I've been with Family First Life, I've only been here 6 months now. And I can't stop talking about it. Like, I did not realize how unhappy I was at the company I came from until I got out of that situation. And I feel like so many people are in the same boat, regardless of if they're with a life insurance company right now, if they're just working their normal 9-to-5 job. Like, everybody has this pit in their stomach deep down inside. If they don't love what they do, they're kind of just wasting time. And the more I realized just how real this opportunity was, the more I could not tell people about it. I felt like it was on me. And if I didn't open my mouth, then how would people know that there really is an opportunity out there worth having? And so I got started here. I feel like, mindset is everything within this business. And I compare it a lot to where I came from. And just like a bad day here is comparable to a good day there, if that makes any sense. But it just opened my eyes to what the insurance industry really should be like. Because I used to think that the stuff that I dealt with at my old company was just part of it. I thought that you had to give your life up. I thought you had to work 7 days a week, every single week. I thought that you just had to give up the balance in your life. And there were just so many things that I was blinded by. And once I got out of it, I realized that I was manipulated. I thought that all these things were true when they weren't. And so I've just made it a goal to open my mouth and tell as many people about it as I can. And I have these big goals. Right now my team's at 66,000 issue paid so far this month. And I plan by May, we're going to be at 300,000 issue pay a month. And then by the end of the year, I plan to be at a million issue paid monthly, you know, because those are big goals, but I'd rather aim high and miss it than aim too low and hit, because that's a big problem people have, is they think they have these big goals, but in reality, you're going to hit about 70% of what your goal is. So if you have a goal to write 10K a week, you're probably going to hit 7K. So you want to aim a little bit higher, because that's just how the numbers play themselves out. Also, I want to let everyone know, like, people start struggling when they put the pressure on themselves, and you got to put the pressure on the process, because everything will line out. Like, once you start getting activity, everything else is easy. You just got to get through your first 100 appointments as fast as possible, because that is something that's tough at first. Whenever you are with a company for a long time, you're used to it, you're comfortable with it. And I think people have a really hard time with being a student again. And really, if you want to be great, you just got to master your craft. And I decided to go all in. I found out what integrity was. And, you know, I had big goals and big visions before I even knew about integrity. And now integrity is just, you know, icing on the cake. But kind of like what Karen was saying, whenever she started talking, like, conference, April, I think it's April 12th is what she said, that'll be huge. So when I made the decision to switch from my old captive company to Family First Life, Josh told me I had to do everything I could to go out to Baltimore. I flew out to Baltimore. I didn't ask questions. I was still at the old company. I had never ran any appointments. I wasn't even contracted yet here. I went to a conference, and I can't even explain to you, I had goosebumps. Like, just listening to everybody's stories, listening to them talk about their experience with Family First Life, and how all they did was they went to work, they bought more leads, and everything fell in place. Like, I was like, if they can do it, I can do it too. And so I just went all in. It opened my eyes to realize I can have whatever I want as long as I go out and get it. And, you know, I really think that that's huge for anybody that's starting the business. You need to do everything you can to get to conference. Now, you know, we have an amazing system. I feel like people kind of take it for granted a little bit. I learned most of the stuff I know just from watching YouTube videos, listening to podcasts. I don't listen to music anymore. Like, I was around some people the other day that are on my team, and they kept asking me, did you hear about this that's going on right now? Did you hear about that? Like, all these crazy things that are happening in the world. I'm like, I've had no idea, because, you know, it's not, I'm not paying attention to it. I'm so focused on mastering my craft right now and just growing daily that I don't need to know all these negative things that are going on, because that's not going to do anything for me. It's not going to do anything for my business, and it's not going to do anything for my people. So I just focus on the good things. I leave the bad, and you got to realize, if you're not all in, like, Family First Life, you can't be halfway in, halfway out, because this opportunity is too great not to give it your all. And if you're not giving it your all, you're really just missing out. So I have a goal to grow daily and something new every single day. And if I don't know the answers to something, I reach out. And I think something some people are scared of doing sometimes too is they're scared to reach out to other people. But the reality of it is, if you want to learn and if you want to grow, you can't reach out to the people that are doing the same things as you. You got to reach out to the people you want to have. You want to reach people on the things that you want to know information on. And you just can't get comfortable, because it's easy when you're in a crisis. It's easy to get comfortable because you can make a lot more money than what you'll make at a normal job. And really, you know, job stands for just over broke. And I think the just really the biggest reason people struggle is they don't realize what we have right in front of us. They don't realize the opportunity that we truly do have. And people get complacent with it. They might have a bad day, or that's just part of the process. But I can tell you that the bad days here at FFL are still better than any day that you could have anywhere else within a career or a job opportunity out there. I think that's all I have.
Hey, Allison, I think you hit a bad spot with your reception.
Ramble on forever. I'm so passionate and fired up about this opportunity. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now. We just hit a bad spot.
Okay, I'll go back. Okay, sorry about that.
No, but we heard you.
Really, I think people just keep asking. Okay, perfect. But I could ramble on forever. We're grateful for it, and I want.
Hey, Allison, you hit another bad spot.
Can you guys hear me okay if my video's off?
Yeah, your video's frozen, but we can hear you now.
Okay, I'm going back, but I shut my video off just in case that helps. But yeah, really, just the opportunity is real, and anybody can do this as long as they're willing to go to work.
Oh my God, you're dropping so many gems, Allison. Thank you so much for being a leading lady. We definitely want to open it up for questions. I'm going to start asking you some questions, Allison.
Okay.
Because just based on what you said already, what you're doing is you're unlocking the blockages that people think they have on themselves on the reason why they can't win here or why they can't have success. And always remember, guys, don't compare yourself to everybody's different. Everybody has their own journey. Everybody has their own things that they're going to have to go through in order to get to where they need to go here. So don't compare, compete. And, just like she said, you can think you have a big vision now, but once you go to conference and you plug in, there's a whole nother level. Like, you think we're doing something, we're not doing, and there's people doing way more stuff that you can learn from so that you can be exactly like them. So, Allison, again, thank you. I do want to start asking you some questions so we can kind of figure out what you're doing, so everyone else can have success too. And the great thing, this is a copycat business. If you cheated in school, even though you're not supposed to do that, you can actually do that here. And just by listening to what she's saying and following what she's saying, as well as a lot of leaders on the call, you too can have success, but that won't happen unless you stay plugged in and go to work. And I'm gonna shut my video on because we're twinsies today. Awesome. Okay, so let's jump right in for the questions. All right, Allison, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, perfect. So I first want to ask you, and guys, leaders, feel free to collect any questions from your team and post them in the chat. Being that you don't I know you came from another IMO. I'm almost sure you didn't do insurance before that. I know you said you got really good at life insurance by watching podcasts and watching videos and, staying plugged into your leader. When you had a character day, guys, and if you don't know what that means, it's just a bad day in FFL. But remember what she said, a bad day in FFL is pretty much you guys know what I'm talking about, okay? Mine had a blackout with my mind right real quick. But anyway, back to what I was saying. When you're having a character day, what do you do to stay motivated?
Yeah, that's a great question. And I always look at those as growing days. And I try to, it's so crazy because my mindset has just changed so much since I've been in insurance, because you grow so much. And some days you plant seeds, some days you harvest. I realize that. So it's not every day I'm going to go out and write 3,000, 4,000 annualized premium. But some days you just got to plant some seeds and you got to do what you can. And the way I look at it is you can only control what you can control. There's so many things out of our control. If I book appointments and I go out on a Tuesday and everybody no-shows me, I can't control the fact that they no-showed me, but I can control my reaction to it. So now, instead of being upset about this, I'm going to look at it as a good thing. Like, there's so many other families out here that need me. And so I'm going to go knock on some doors, because just because they don't answer their phone doesn't mean that they don't need the coverage. And so I really try to look at the bright side of every situation. I try to, if I didn't have those days, how am I supposed to talk someone through a day like that when they're on my team going through it? So I look at it as it's a growing day. I'm planting seeds, and really I just try to control how I react to that situation, because nobody likes to get no-showed. But the good news about it is everybody within this industry has been there. I've even had it to where I had someone ride out with me a couple weeks ago, and I went 0 for 5. Like, I had 5 appointments, sat down with all 5 of them and sold 0. And I was like, I swear it's not normally like this. But sometimes it happens, and it's just, there's no rhyme or reason to it. It's just part of the process. And, it'd be kind of weird if we didn't have days like that.
That's right. Awesome. That's good stuff. The next question is, someone texted me, how much are you investing in leads week to week? What type of leads are you buying, and how many are you buying?
That's a great question. So I started out, I used to do like $50 or $500 a week. I would do like internet leads, any of them, whatever I could get. So I would be buying, like, I'd go to one county, I'd see how many like 3-month, 1-month new leads they'd have. And then I realized if I really wanted to be successful, then I needed to spend more money on leads. So I just started, I buy internet leads. I started purchasing game time leads as well. So the Facebook final expense, they're a little bit more expensive, but I'm to the point now where I want to spend a little bit less time on phones. I want to spend more time like being able to help other people. And so I buy one order of the game time. I buy the ones that don't have the extra life questions, because I'd rather get more leads for the money that I'm spending. And actually this week, yesterday, I placed an order for two orders of 30 game time. So now I'm just upping my lead flow, because it's crazy. Like, I can't explain it. I don't, like, money isn't everything. But it's so crazy when I log into my bank account every day. Like, I'm just mind blown, and I feel like I'm slacking. I'm not spending enough money back into the business. And so yesterday I placed 2 game time orders. I'm also gonna buy internet leads as fillers too. And I just gotta, I'm spending all of it. Every lead I can buy, I'm trying it. Because when I first started, they told me, if you want to write more premium, buy more leads. And that's kind of just been engraved into my head. But I do also want to let people know that second order was a little tough. I was like, am I kind of like spreading myself too thin here? Like, am I going to regret ordering 60 right now? And, it's no matter what situation you're in, placing that big order is not super comfortable. You kind of got to get out of your comfort zone with it. And I promise, if your funds aren't there to do that right away, that's okay. Because a lot of times when your back is against a wall, that's when you really make something happen. So, and I also look at a stack of leads as gold. I just got to find it. That's to it. And then I don't get attached to the lead either. I just want it resolved. When I talk to them, I don't care what happens. Either the appointment's booked or they say no. Cool, on to the next. I'm not going to spend a lot of time getting upset if someone says no, or, you know, like, cool, at least I know, you know, like they made that decision, that's on them.
That is amazing. I love that. You just want to get it resolved.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
Awesome.
that's the best thing. Look, the best way to look at it is just getting it resolved.
Perfect. And Allison, when it comes to recruiting, do you buy recruiting leads? Are you in your warm market? You know, well, first of all, congratulations being newly married. You are in business, guys. She is in business with her husband. I know you've seen Devin Liston's numbers. He's posting up numbers all the time, right along with you. What are you guys doing? Like, what is the system you and your husband have to building this business? And also, what does your schedule look like where you have a successful marriage? Because I know a lot of people that we bring on, they're either single or they're just not yet married. But you do have a successful marriage and a successful business. So, you know, can you kind of talk about your schedule between you and your husband, and how and also how you guys are able to recruit and build? And are you buying leads, or are you in your warm market?
Yeah,
I
great
asked a bunch of questions. Sorry.
yeah, that's okay. If I miss anything, just let me know.
I got
So
you.
Devin and I, we're the type of people, we could be with each other 24/7 and not get tired of each other, which is crazy. A lot of people couldn't say that. And so we found when we first got started, we made a lot of money at first, and then we decided to like take time off. And so we got in our own way, like we were just holding ourselves back. And we realized that. So we also don't have an office where we're at right now either. So we're dialing from home. And it's really easy. Like if we end up in the same room, we're not dialing, you know? So we actually have to lock ourselves in separate parts of the house. And he locks himself in a room. He has all the water, all the food he could possibly need. And then I lock myself in a different room where I have everything I could need, and we just dial. Then really how our schedule works, we dial in the morning. We've seen the most success with booking appointments in the morning. Then we have a team call at 11 o'clock our time, which is 12 o'clock Eastern. And then we really just and then we pick up dialing again after that, and we dial until 7-8 o'clock at night, really until our schedule is how we want it. And once we started getting the momentum, once we started getting more consistent, we started seeing a lot more success. And it's really hard not to work when you start seeing the results. And I think that's where people struggle a lot with building a team. I'm gonna kind of like go off on a different path here, but this is like really good. People like the instant gratification. That's why they like writing business. They like to be able to post that deal, like, you know, 2,000 annualized premium or whatever. And it feels really good. It's like an adrenaline rush, right? Well, when it comes to building a team, it's delayed gratification. You're not going to have anybody be like, wow, let's go. You hired 2 people today. Like, you're not going to get that. And that's okay. You just got to realize it's going to pay off. It's just not right away. And so I feel like it's getting really exciting now, because I'm to the point, I don't care about my success. I care about the people's success that I bring in. And I know you guys are the same way. And so when I see the people that I bring in, because they're scared, everybody's nervous to take a chance like this. But once they start seeing success, just watching them grow and their lives change, and like, that is just fulfillment to me. And it feels so good. And like, it makes me want to keep going. But now all this work that I put in 3-4 months ago, it's starting to pay off, because people are starting to write more business. They're getting more consistent with it. And I think that's where people struggle with building a team, is they want that instant gratification. And so I've done a lot of warm market recruiting. I actually have not done any cold market recruiting. I would say I have about 20 submitting agents right now. We have like 20-30 more going through the pipeline, through contracting. And it's to the point now I can't keep up with it anymore, because the people that came in, they're building a team now too. And it's really exciting, because once people understand integrity and they really have the idea of the options that they do have, like it it just kind of opens your eyes. And I think just, I can't even explain how much Family First Life has changed my life in just the 6 short months that I've been here. I can't imagine what it's going to look like another 6 months from now.
That is so awesome. Alison, what are you saying to your warm market as far as to bring them in the business?
So what I do a lot is I post on Instagram. I really just stay consistent with posting because it's crazy how many people can see it every single day and like start reaching out 6 months in. They're like, okay, I'm starting to see the people that weren't in insurance succeed. So I'm kind of curious. And so I have a video that I send them. It like breaks down the compensation of FFL. It's just a video I found on Facebook. And I send it out to everyone, and it pretty much sells FFL in itself. Then I set up a call with them. I kind of walk them through, like, we actually will pay for the study course for your exam. However, I need some commitment from you first. I'll get this course, and I kind of walk them through the steps. That way they have the expectations, because really everything about what we do is about expectations. If you expect it to happen, it hurts a little bit less when it happens. Same goes when you're in the field. Expect adversity. Expect the client to say, I want to think about it, or something like that, because if you know what they're going to say, then you need to practice what you're going to say to it. So I would say that that's the biggest thing, is just I lay out the expectations for them right away. I remind them that it's not easy, but it is simple, because I think a lot of people, they want the results of it. And that's something I was really bad about at first. I would talk about how easy it is and how I was working so much less now than I was before. And that was kind of just giving people the wrong idea right away. They were expecting to come in and it just be like rainbows and butterflies all the time. So I just laid out the realistic expectations with it. And something that I like too, just so you guys know, if you guys want to recruit, Instagram is a really good tool for it. You can actually target different places, different locations. So if you go into Instagram, you can go into like the discover or search, and you can target like, Toyota car dealership. And you can see all the posts that were tagged there. And I think that social media is really just the way to go when you're building a team right now, because everybody has social media. And really the people that are already in sales, they're selling themselves short being anywhere else. And I 100% believe that. So I'm not scared to reach out to those people that might see a little bit of success somewhere else. Because if if I don't reach out to them, there's 100% chance they're never going to come over and be on my team. But if I do, at least there's a 50-50 shot. And if they say no, it doesn't mean no forever. Because now every time I post something on Instagram, they're going to be watching it right away because they're curious. They want to know. And I think the biggest thing to remember is less is more. And I think sometimes people try to oversell the opportunity. And that's when, when you oversell it, people start thinking, okay, this is too good to be true, or why did they try to sell me so much on it? So I kind of just like lay out the facts of it. And I say, if you work really hard, you can make a lot of money. But the biggest thing is you're in control of your own life. You pick really what you want to make out of it. And once you go for it, the opportunity is unlimited, really.
Sky's the limit. Awesome. Thank you so much, Alison. I have someone else that posted a question. Without comparing your other IMO, what makes FFL the best IMO for people that are new to insurance?
The high compensation, that's amazing. Having the carriers that we do, having the system that we do, the fact that anybody can go on, we have unlimited resources from so many top producers, like 8 steps to final expense with Paul McLean. I promise you, if you master that, there's no way you're not making money. And that's what I started doing. My husband, Devin, he wrote 40,000 this month, which is more than he wrote. which is more than he wrote the whole 2 years we were at the other IMO. Like I was like just so
Wow.
like it was frustrating. Yes. And so now like he just got the 8 steps to final expense down. He you know, there's so many videos like rapid fire objections with Paul McLean and Matt Smith. That is huge for objections on the phone and in home. I love the fact really everything about Family First Life is better than any other IMO because you know, the leaders do care. I would say that's the number one thing. As you know, sorry, I'm gonna cuss here, but shit rolls downhill. And with you know, with with Sean Mike, he is just the epitome of leadership. Like he puts everybody first, and that's how it should be. And because he's such a selfless leader, everybody else that's in leadership below him is selfless as well. Like it's just it's from the top down, and we have the most amazing leadership. We have really, you know, nothing is kept from us. So not to compare it to my old IMO, but there's just so many great things about Family First Life. The fact that there's no micromanagement, you get to work as much as you want, you get to make as much as you want. You don't have to wait for someone to tell you you deserve to be in leadership to be in leadership. You literally, there's just numbers you have to hit, and your contract can get bumped up, and there's just so many great things about it. It'd probably take me less time to tell you the drawbacks of it because I can't really think of any besides hard work. And that's going to be wherever you go.
That is awesome. Allison, what can you give? I know we're coming up to close, and we really do respect not just your time, but everybody on the call's time. What would you say is the one message you could give to the new people that are on this call that are either trying to figure this thing out, decide whether this is something they want to move forward with, or just getting started? What would be your main message for the newest person?
My number one message is just get plugged in. And what that means is not just to the calls, not just in the groups, but start interacting with people, because the more you interact with people, the more fun it gets. I feel like everybody's this one big family, and the more you feel like you're part of the family, like you just want to work harder. And when you start seeing everybody succeed, and you know, I would say go out and get it. You know, whatever you want, no one's going to hand it to you on a silver platter. So if you really want this to succeed, you have to need it like you need to breathe. And that's why it's hard, because some people do have a hard time holding themselves accountable. And I feel like a lot of times people feel like they deserve something, and really nobody owes you anything. So my best advice is, if you want to know something, go out and get it for yourself. Like that's what's great about Family First Life. You don't have to wait on anybody else to tell you how to do something, where to go for something, what to do. Like you are in control of this. And if you really want to be successful, just start watching videos. Like this has to be your life. Make Family First Life your life for the next 30 days. And look at how different your life looks 30 days from now than it does today. I promise it's going to look totally different, but you got to get out of that victim mindset. Don't think that things happen to you. They happen for you. And the more you realize that, the more your outlook on everything changes, and perspective is everything. So just have a good outlook and look at everything as it's happening for you, not to you. That's my best piece of advice.
That is so awesome. And what state are you in, Allison?
I'm in Missouri.
Wow. Okay. And Josh Crisp is not in Missouri, right?
No, he's in Ohio.
Wow. So really the only times you guys get together are you know, either like for an event, right?
Yep. I swear it's so weird because we talk like every single day. So I feel like I've known Josh my whole life. And sometimes it's hard to take him serious because he's Josh, you know, but I love it
Yeah.
because he's like family, and it's just amazing how much everybody truly does care here.
That is amazing. Thank you so much. Kali, do you have any questions for Allison?
I do. I text them to you like you asked, but I'll ask. Hey,
Oh, I'm
Allison.
sorry. I didn't get it.
Hi.
Welcome. Thank you so much. This was so good. You had so many good nuggets today. Like, I hope everybody was listening, and this is recorded. I'm gonna listen to it again. So I always ask, my question is always the same for everybody who gets on the call. What's been your cash flow over the last 6 months?
Like how much money in versus out, or just how much?
What's it been in?
So it's funny. So I've kind of started dabbling into annuities a little bit and stuff. So I can tell you, because I've been so back and forth, I've never been the type of person to like, you know, like flash my bank account or anything, but it's like every day I look in there, I'm like, whoa, I forgot about that deal, you know. And so I can tell you, because I've been really back and forth on it, and I thought about posting some pictures of my bank account just to show people the opportunity is real.
Yeah.
And so I do know the last 30 days. I know that for sure because I just calculated it up yesterday. I've deposited $38,000 into my account just the last 30 days.
Okay, say that again.
In the last 30 days, I've deposited $38,000 into my account.
That is insane. You've been here for 6 months.
Yes, been here for 6 months, and you like I've been working hard, not as hard as I used to work for half pay at the old company.
You said, say that again. You broke up.
Sorry about that. I've been working really, really hard the last couple months, but I will say I'm not working harder.
You're working smarter.
I was at the other company I came from. Yeah, I'm working smarter now. I have so many options for people, and I'm sitting down with people who have actually requested my help, and nothing feels more gratifying and fulfilling than that.
Absolutely. And you did you said, and it's funny because you said dabbling in annuities, but you did a whole $600,000 annuity.
Yeah.
So, but if you call that dabbling, okay. But
Just getting started.
For people to understand, like, really, this, you know, this opportunity is real, right? And this is just the beginning. You know what I mean? It's not like you've been here for 10 years, you've been here for 12 years, and now you're making this amount of money. Like, you've been here for 6 months. Like, that is insane. Like, I don't know any other company that you can go to, like, legitimately go to and make that kind of money in 6 months, unless it's a fluke, right? And so, and I'm sure, you know, you probably 38,000, that's, you know, maybe that's what you calculated, but I'm sure on average, you've been probably averaging about $20,000-$30,000 a month, you know what I'm saying? Like, in the last 6 months, which is crazy. So, but we got to get off here. Thank you so much for jumping on. You know, I know your time is valuable. We really appreciate you pouring into us today. Like, everything that you said was so amazing. And so on point. And I know there were so many people that needed to hear what you had to say today, you know what I'm saying, just to help them, you know, with their own mindset, because that's a lot of what you talked about was your mindset and how you think about things. You think about the glass being half full versus half empty, and you just keep going after it. So I know that, you know, you have an amazing future here. But again, thank you so much, guys. And then all in, thank you for getting on the call today. Have an amazing week. We will see you next Saturday at 11 o'clock. Have a great one.